partnership brought together for Muslims by Muslims. Our core belief is that business leaders thrive when they have access to a supportive community of peers who challenge and inspire each other. Today, we have with us our member, Javed Ahmad. Javed is the CEO of Aprosoft, a global software development services company delivering high value business technology solutions. Aprosoft provides consulting expertise, product development, application management, systems integration, and testing services. With a strong track record across diverse technologies and industries, the firm partners with both enterprise level global corporations and fast growing startups to deliver scalable, reliable solutions. Welcome, Javed.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being here with us on this journey. So, please share with us how you started and where you are today.
Okay. Thank you for having me on your spotlight today. I appreciate the time. So my journey started when I was a child. I grew up in Europe. My father was in the diplomatic services, and throughout my early childhood, my father always instilled in us the fact that we needed to give back to whichever community we were with, always give back to people. And for me, that created a strong emotion in me in the sense that, yes, once I grow up, I want to be owner of a business. That's how I thought I could give back. And this is something I grew up with. I never knew that years down the line, I would have a software services company based out of Bangladesh with headquarters in the US and providing services worldwide. But that is where we are today. And this vision that my father had instilled in me was something that really helped me propel myself into starting Aprosoft in 2006. Prior to that, I was always looking for an avenue with my entire career here in the US, looking for an avenue to start something that would be globally available for people to be using our services. And I'm very fortunate that today, with the way we work, what we do, we are able to reach customers across the globe, especially focused on North America, but also in Europe. And also now looking at Asia as well as Australia. Those are areas for our new growth.
All right. So 20 years, it's a long period of time. What type of services you are providing, or any specialization in any industry segments?
So we started with developing applications, providing services in the Microsoft technologies. That's the strength, that's the experience that I brought in when I started the company. However, we quickly diversified into various other technologies. And then prior to 2020, we went into a very an interesting retrospective and said, look, we're going to focus and look at what technologies we have done very well with and what we want to move forward with. And we selected two of the technologies stacks, really, that are platforms that we've done a lot of work with. And that is, again, the Microsoft stack, the Microsoft platforms, as well as Salesforce. And that is a set of technologies and a platform that we worked with for many years up until 2020. And then we decided that these were the two that we would focus primarily on. Before that, we were in a whole different set of, additional set of technologies, and we knew that we were chasing different projects and different technologies, and that wasn't really very fruitful. We needed to focus. When it comes to industries, we've done work in healthcare, we've done work in digital agencies, we've done work for financial services, and these are our main areas. But we don't focus or specialize specifically in those industries or verticals. For example, in the last 3 years, we've been working in the telco sector in the US. So that's another new area we've picked up and we've done very well in it.
All right. Any interesting projects that you have done during these 20 years?
We have done quite a few, and starting with our early days when we worked with one of the largest insurance companies, life insurance companies in the U.S. At that time, it was John Hancock, and we developed a lot of web applications that were customer facing for them, and so it wasn't just internal applications, but these were their customer facing applications. And it turns out that our work was recognized in the industry, where John Hancock was in fact awarded, given awards for the work that we collaborated with them. That was just one example. Another example is with one of the largest digital agencies in the world, again, US based. And we, at first, when we approached them, they said that no, our software can't be outsourced. It's too complicated. And we maybe you can do graphics work for us. And since that's not an area, graphics is not an area of work that we did, we refused. But we said, give us a shot. This is who we are. This is the work we've done. And they decided to start with 2 people and give us some small projects. And that turned out into a very long, 9-year-long engagement with them. And throughout these years, 9 years, we worked with in implementing projects for their largest customers. These are global corporations, and these are the corporations that were using their software. We became very good at it, and to the point where when it was time to update their core software application, they came to us and said, we would love you to help us do this transition and move from older technology to the latest technology using Microsoft. So those are 2 examples that I can give you that really worked well. And these were examples of how our commitments were always kept, how we made sure that the customer was front and center, and also making sure that our employees, the colleagues that I am proud of having at Aprosoft, making sure that they were taken care of. Because once we took care of them, they took care of everything else. And that's how we work.
Oh, that's definitely that's very good to hear. So, 20 years is definitely a long period of time to run a company. What are the learnings that you have had during this time, and if you could go back, what would you change?
Very interesting. So prior to starting Aprosoft, I had been with one of the largest financial services companies in the US. At that time, we had been working with outsourcing our projects to companies in India, for example. Mm-hmm. And I was always fascinated by this endeavor, by these projects, and in fact had an opportunity to work with these projects from a customer perspective. So I saw that these were companies that were very large, and they came in, and some of their work was spectacular, but some of their work was also needed improvements and were not so successful. And I learned this over a period of 13 years. So my experience with the outsourcing industry started in 1994. And so by the time we came to 2006, I had gathered principles that I felt were important for us to have. And these were things like making sure that you had integrity as your core value, mm-hmm. that you'd never give up on that, and you build trust through this integrity and transparency. Our team at that time, when I started in 2006, I decided to enable all our team members to communicate with our customers. And rather than having a single person in between the customer and our team who would translate for them or manage the projects and not expose the back-end developers to the customers, by not having this model, what we did was we had every developer be able to talk to the customer and vice versa. This built a level of success that I had not seen in my prior 13 years with my other companies. Because what that did was it created that trust. When I started, when I told potential clients that when you work with us, you will not only learn about our coding style of each individual developer, you will not only learn the voice, the way we speak, but you'll understand who we are as people. And this is the trust, and this is the level of I guess, collaboration that we were able to achieve, and therefore build systems together as a single team with our customers. And these are some of the success factors that we had. Another thing that we made sure is that we didn't want to create a system where we were maximizing profit at the cost of the environment. In other words, the working environment.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that we had our team come first in terms of our internal core values that we have at Aprosoft. And that builds something that you cannot buy with money. In other words, people wanted to be with us. People stayed with us. The average length of tenure that we have for our colleagues is over 8 years. In other words, somebody starts with us and 8 years later, they're still with us. This creates not only value for ourselves, but on long-term basis, when our customer sees that we don't have that much churn, that we end up understanding their systems, their corporate culture, their way of working better over time, then that creates the trust that we've been always looking for. And that's why we work on engagements. When it starts small, it grows with customers, and the engagements go long and long, so years at a time.
Okay, all right. So 20 years into it, would you be able to give us a picture of what the next 3 years look like for Aprosoft?
Sure.
What are your goals?
Absolutely. So what we have done over the past 20 years is to make sure that the work we've done, the services we've delivered, regardless of who it is, whether it's a small startup to one of the leading industry corporations in any of these industries that we've worked with, large global enterprises, whichever company we've worked with has always felt that we worked with them as if they were our only customer. So the level of attention given to each customer was unparalleled. And that meant that we needed to create structure within the company that allowed us to do that without sacrificing other customers, right? So each team was dedicated, each team understood the customer very well, and the management perspective, we wanted to make sure that the teams were enabled. This has taken a bit of time to really stabilize, and it's worked well. What we want to do these next 3 years is to scale up. In other words, we know we can deliver very well, and we know that when it comes to large clients, we are able to do it at we're able to do our work at the level that not only matches, but in many cases surpassed global providers, service providers, well-known providers. And what we want to do now is scale up in these next 3 years and go to levels where this becomes a company that is significantly positioned in a corporate level, but also specifically in Bangladesh. We want to expand into Philippines, because that's where I'm currently based out of. This is the place where I'm going to grow my team as well, and be able to provide the services from a geographically dispersed position. And our target market, not only North America, and currently we have some customers in Europe. We want to expand that and also see how globally we can expand our client base.
All right, that definitely sounds good. Looking forward to seeing your growth and looking forward to seeing you further flourish. Thank you, Javed, for being with us and being a member at MCOP. And thank you for today's time. Appreciate
Absolutely. Thank you, Kashif. I really enjoyed being able to share our story.
it. All right. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
All right. So.